To welcome a very special guest here to the show. He is the 20th National President of the Southern University Alumni Federation. I want to welcome to the show Carlton Jones Jr. Good morning, Carlton.
Good morning, brother Perry. How you doing, man? You're taking us back. You kind of giving us a little lashing this morning on how to make Southern better.
Man, sometimes you have to have that walk down memory lane when you have conversations of what it was, where we at, and where we going. You know, sometimes we know things don't last forever, but when things do reach that peak and it start to trickle down a little bit, it's like, all right, where do we go to get that bounce back again? And that's all I'm looking at. You know, we had those magical moments. Wouldn't you say the 90s were magical?
Man, that's what I grew up at. So I was the opposite of you. I didn't have a choice, man. And my dad didn't even go to Southern. I mean, my parents didn't go to college. They didn't go to Southern. But that's what they wanted. They thought, hey, if I get you to Southern, everything's going to be all right. That was the feeling. It was, hey, I'm going to get you to Southern. They're going to take care of you. You're going to be all right. And then also, you know, winning covers a lot. You know, when you're winning, you know, everything works out well. Everything's good. You're all having a good time when you're winning. And that's one of the things that could be missing today.
Yeah, I think so. Let's get on track right here talking about the Southern University Alumni Federation upcoming events. What's going on, man? I've been seeing it all over the internet. You guys have a big platform that's about to be ahead up in Shreveport.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you've been seeing a lot because we've tried to grow during this time here. We added a new communication young lady, Anasia Muhammad, and she's been on the ball getting communications out for us, Facebook and email. So I just want to give her a shout out for the work she's been doing. But you're right. We'll be in Shreveport next week. You're talking about alumni and how we can get engaged. This is going to be the number one place. Next Wednesday, June 25th through the Sunday, the 28th, we're going to be in Shreveport, Louisiana. We got Congressman Fields going to be there. Senator Sam Jenkins is going to be there. Of course, we're going to have Dr. Arbor Gant, the chancellor in Shreveport. She's doing a great job of hosting us that weekend. We need to educate our alumni on how they can grow the university. I think this will be an awesome time to communicate, educate, fellowship with our fellow alumni.
What's in store? What are people, if they want to be a part of this, what are they in store for?
Oh, no, they're going to get a lot. You're going to hear from not only Dr. Gant or the local Shreveport area, you're going to get campus tours. You're going to get to see and understand ways that you can help the Shreveport campus. These past 3 years, what we focus on is a different campus every year. Remember, 2 years ago, we were in New Orleans. Last year, we were in Baton Rouge. And this year, we want to focus on the Shreveport campus and try to get alumni an opportunity to see firsthand what some of the challenges are, how they can help. Additionally, we've got chapters nationwide, and we've got chapter leadership, volunteers that are trying to help recreate that old 90s spirit, and they need a refresher every now and then on some of the strategies, ideas, and tools in order to help their local alumni build and get back to Southern.
As we talk about building this, give me some chapters from around the country, because we have listeners from all across the country that are listening that may not even know there's chapters in their area. And as we try to engage people and get them informed of what's going on at Southern, I do what I can here at the Jaguar Journal in terms of our live on YouTube and Facebook. But then we're talking about the business at hand. And the business at hand a lot of times work with these chapters when it comes to scholarships and everything else that they're able to do within those certain areas to be able to continue to reach a Southern University across the nation. What are some of those chapters out there?
Here, we got chapters. I think we have 60-plus chapters on the books nationwide. And some of our larger ones, of course, are in Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, Atlanta, D.C. We've got chapters out there. And to your point, they give out scholarships, too. It's not just Alumni Federation. Our chapters get out scholarships. I think the Houston chapter is on track to give out close to $40,000 at their scholarship event later this month. They're getting ready to do it for the fall semester. So our chapter's doing a great job of also reuniting, connecting with alumni in the area and sparking that interest. You talk about those miracle moments, at least that miracle fellowship moments with students and young kids to come to Southern University. They're the ones with boots on the ground that get a first-hand opportunity to tell those stories of how they had an experience at Southern University and how they're looking forward to assisting them to matriculate to Southern as well.
Now, you talk about those big chapters. Come on, man. Everybody ain't in them big cities. Give me some of those small chapters, some of those chapters, you know, where – because I just got a call. I know Little Rock in Arkansas, they're trying to get a chapter going right now in Central Arkansas, and they called to say, hey, when you graduate, did you move back? I said, no, I'm still in Louisiana, but you know what? I'll become a member of that chapter because I know what you guys are trying to get off the ground. But some of those smaller chapters who often get overlooked because you talk about the Chicagos, the LAs, the DC, the Houstons, the Dallas.
Yep. Well, let's start it. Birmingham has a chapter. We got one in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina has a chapter. Columbus, Ohio. They have some alumni that are out there trying to do some great work. Cincinnati, greater Cincinnati area, has a chapter in that area. St. Louis, Hampton Roads, Virginia. I don't know everybody where Hampton Roads, Virginia is, but they've got a chapter. We got Indiana. Indiana has a chapter. Mobile, of course, they got a chapter. We got Memphis, Tennessee, always do a great job sending students to Southern. Seattle, we got some chapter in Seattle. Chapter President Georgette is out there doing a great job. Sacramento, Treasure Coast, Florida has a chapter. So we've got chapters all over the nation, not just our big cities, that are doing a great job of trying to get alumni back here. We do a good job of educating them, Perry. They go out there to get that degree and they do something with it.
I got a question. This comes from off our comment section on our YouTube. Someone asks, what's the status of the Alumni Center development and how can alumni donate to that project? Any updates for us on that?
So last year at the conference in Baton Rouge, I presented and I showed some renderings of some new drawings for it. And but two things to that, and I'm glad he brought that up, and I'll talk about it more at the summit. But student housing is a critical issue on campus right now. It's a tough issue right now. We got kids, and if they're out there now, start getting ready for housing because there is a shortage or a challenge of sitting every kid on campus. And the alumni have an opportunity to engage there. We've got property on the corner on campus as a prime location to get built. In the last couple of years, a couple of things we've done. We've hired a project manager to help us through this process. Additionally, we've got drawings, did environmental studies, vocal area, and trying to get dollars to get it built. Long story short, we're at a kind of like a silent fundraising phase to get it built. It is not going to be cheap. We're talking, $40 million plus to get the project done. So last year I revealed drawings and renderings of what we're trying to get done. And if you come to the summit, maybe we could share those with you. We've got drawings and renderings of what we're trying to get done. Right now we're in the funding phase trying to get it funded. So we're silently meeting with developers, fundraisers nationally trying to get the dollars for it. But it's a large vision. It's a large investment. It's going to take a long time. Being in this business, I understand it takes a little while to get developed. But we are working on it. Right now, we're in the kind of silent fundraising phase, meeting with developers and donors.
Overall, we look at the state and the status of the Alumni Federation. Where are we currently sitting here in June 2025? Looking in the past and where we're going in the future, where are we currently in terms of the status of the Southern University Alumni Federation when you look at membership? Are our numbers right now at a high level, or are we seeing the numbers kind of dip a little bit? Is giving and donating high right now? Or are we starting to see it kind of go in the opposite direction? Where are we in terms, honestly, of the Alumni Federation currently?
Membership always going up. That's one interesting fact. We graduate hundreds of students every year, so the membership always goes up. And also, as soon as you graduate, you automatically become a member. So we gain hundreds of new members every year in the Alumni Federation. So that's one interesting fact. We continue to grow. I think one of the things that we focus on in my time here is diversifying. I know membership is always a big deal, but we've got to diversify how we bring dollars and how we use them. One of the things we worked on that is affinity agreements. We've got an agreement with Pelican State Federal Credit Union that brings in dollars when you get an SU alumni card or a card with the SU's logo on it. Every time you swipe it, dollars come back to us. We started that program, I think, last fall, and currently about a couple thousand cards and $10,000 plus dollars just for that short time frame. So that's one other aspect. Also, the Alumni Center, once we get that going, those projects and dollars, housing, and programs there are going to be one of our key assets. So not only membership is pivotal, but we've got to develop a strategy of not just of alternate sources of income. And that's kind of been one of my goals. Affinity agreements, our Alumni Center, student housing. Don't forget, we have our parking spot, the RV space, while we're waiting for the Alumni Center to get built. That's been informative for us. That's been lucrative for us. So I'm trying to diversify our income outside of just the membership, but membership is fine. Membership always going up. I think our alumni are really just, to your point, just trying to figure out how to get engaged. How can they help out Southern University? And they can do that by joining a local chapter or following us at sualumni.org.
Yeah, because I'm always interested in having an honest conversation when I look around. Are our alums truly engaging with us? Are they caring about the business at hand at Southern when it comes to leaderships and national conferences? Are the alums out there truly saying, hey, we're going to this? Hey, inform me. Hey, what can I do to be a part of? Because if not, then that lets me know we got to work harder. We got to do more because there are thousands of alums out there. You know, and in the past, I know when I'm around, you typically see the same faces. You see the same people that's around. You know, how do we change where we get new faces? And that's that magical stuff that I'm talking about, even with athletics, where you bring people in. Yes, we graduate thousands of people every year, you know, but how do we engage those thousands of people once they do become a part of the Alumni Federation and then keep them excited and keep them informed and have them saying, I'm giving. I want to be a part. I want to run for an office. I want to do all of these things to be this next version of the Alumni Federation to help it continue into the future. You know what I mean?
Right. It's a tough dynamic. A couple of things, you know, I did a leadership academy we've got going on where we try to educate alumni on just what you talked about, exposing them to the different parts of the university, the federation, and how they can engage the university. So educating them is key, and we got a program for that. And then also, we've got to do a better job of, and I say communicating. I find we have alumni of all ages, to your point, and communicating with them varies for all ages. You know, some of them need a phone call, some of them need a text, some of them need an Instagram message. You know, it varies so greatly that it's kind of tough for one medium to touch all of them. So to your point, it's a challenge to get in touch with everyone out there. And I think that's probably the work that needs to continue to grow. How do we communicate to our alumni in these different mediums? Because they're all over the place. They're everywhere. And when you talk to them, they're ready to help. Hey, just tell me what to do. And I want to get engaged. You know, how do I do that? So I think that's still a bit of a challenge on how to communicate and get them engaged.
Hey, Carson, you got a second? I got to take a break, but if you can hold on, we come back on the other side and we'll give the information for the Southern University Leadership Conference coming up one more time. So you guys. All right, we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal. Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you guys back with us. I'm Perry White. Everybody listening on Talk 107.3 across the Baton Rouge capital city area, and everybody listening across the nation on our YouTube and Facebook Live. Glad to have you guys with us. Have the Southern University National Alumni Federation president with us this morning, Carlton B Jones. Good morning, Carlton.
Good morning. Good morning, Prepare.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's get the people information. We want to I do my best every week to make sure I engage people and get them the most information that they can get to be a part, because one thing I don't like is people standing on the sideline and not being a part of doing their part. So for people that's out there on the sideline that want to do their part and be a part of the conversations at hand, the National Alumni Federation will be hosting the leadership conference. The leadership conference will be in Shreveport. Give us the dates, the times, and the information for anybody that's out there to go be a part of this thing.
I like how they say it on look. Say it and forever be broke. We're gonna say it for the end of it. It starts Wednesday, June 25th through Sunday, June 28th in Shreveport, Louisiana. We're going to host it. The host hotel will be the Sam's Club in Shreveport. Most of the services and programs are going to be on campus. You can register at www.southernuniversityalumnifederation.org. If you got any questions, you can contact our office, our executive director, Darren Dixon, 225-771-4200, or you may reach our illustrious secretary, Ms. Glenda Rutledge, and as well, and she can tell you more. Come on, hey, we got time from old to new, Perry. You're laughing or what?
Well, I like you know, Miss Rutledge. That's the homie right there. And I say homie, no, that's really not the homie. That is like you just said. There's levels to this, and she's like when you playing the video game. That's the top level right there. You got to get through her.
Come on, man. That's I never I never beat Mario 1. That's the weirdest thing. I never could beat Mario 1. When you get to it's hard, and you're right. That's another level. Sometimes some levels you just give up on. Just go trade Mario 2 or something. Try a different game.
Now, also to include in this, we have some new officers on the national level, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that.
So Charlissa Laws, who's our financial secretary, she's now our second VP of membership, and then we also have a new parliamentarian. Dennis Frazier, he's the past president of the Houston chapter. So Dennis is on. Everyone else still remains the same on the board. Courtney, our first VP, does support the Southern Night campaign. Go out now. Go get your supporting our Southern Night ticket badge. We got that program getting our scholarships. I think we're hosting the law school this year, doing a lot for them this year to support the Southern Night. Membership's doing good. We got Charlissa on that. Eldred Jackson, our third VP. He's really being on top of this housing locally. He's doing a really good job of bringing accountability and bringing a little voice to the issue with student housing. I know alumni play a role in that, but being on this side, democracy is a slow wheel. Perry, it just takes time to identify a problem. Then you have to come up with a plan. Then you have to convince everybody to go with the plan, and then you have to execute. So that's a tough task, but I'm an old school Jaguar, grew up through the 90s, like you said, and I just love Southern through and through. So I didn't even apply anywhere else. I just applied to Southern. I was one of those ones that I just know I'm going up here, might as well get ready. Just took all my Southern programs, everything was at Southern. So,
I know I'm getting old because we referring to the 90s as old school now, Carlton.
Man, well, I know I'm getting old when they graduate. Were born after I graduated. Like, wow, wait a minute. Like, wait, congratulations. Wait, you were born when? 2000 what? Wait a minute. Wait, that doesn't add up. So yeah, I got to accept it. But to your point earlier, we've got we were kind of spoiled. And you show up on campus, everything looked great, but we don't talk about the people that made it great. And we've got to transition, and that's a challenge. You got to transition to showing up and being catered to and showing up to cater. And I think, to your point, getting engaged with alumni is a large part of that. And, it's time to get to the point, there's a certain point, hey, let's get in. How can I recreate those magical moments for somebody else that you have? And that's the challenge that we're having right now.
Yep, that is it, man. And that's the magical moment is what brought me to Southern. Had no ties, and I tell people all the time, it was the magical moment that brought me in, and it made me a Southern fan. And I said, I'm going to school there. That's what it was. I didn't grow up around Southern. I didn't go to Southern games. I'm not even from Louisiana. Didn't know anything about the place. But that brought me here. And because I know that worked on me, I know it's plenty of people out there that it works on continuously to this day. Right now, the band still carries that torch. A lot of young people especially love what the band brings, and when they get that opportunity to see it, because it's one thing to watch it on YouTube. It's another thing when it's in front of you. You get to hear the sound and how powerful it is in person. But it is those moments that creates the new fans, and that's what we have to worry about, because students are customers. Right. Every student is in legacy. Everybody don't know about Southern. Some people find out about Southern at the last minute. Some people find out about Southern the year before they go here. Some people have known about Southern since they were born. Some people was made on Southern's campus, okay? Let's just
right.
But at the end of the day, we have to be able to continue to go out and find the new, because out there, everybody don't know about HBCUs in America. And we'd be surprised how many people look like us and be so clueless to an HBCU and to who Southern is and what these schools are. They just simply don't know. So we have to go out there and create these moments where we can continue to reel in that new customer, that new student, that new fan. Like you said, your parents didn't even go to Southern, but something about Southern drew them over there to be Southern fans, wasn't it?
We got to carry ourselves, too. I tell when I explain and speak to alumni, carry yourself well. When you're in an office place, we're visiting, you're going to the store, whatever, you got that S on your chest, you have a smile, a special moment. We got to carry ourselves, too, and carry the brand publicly as well when we go out and advocating for Southern University. That goes a long way, too. For the people who didn't go, what's going to draw them in? And I was trying to come up with a moment myself, and it was kind of tough. Other than the band, you're right. It's kind of tough to come up with a moment for someone who didn't go to Southern. I'm easy. Like the LSU wins, the Prairie View win last year. That's easy, but that's a big deal for us who are watching it. But if you have no clue, how do you draw them in to university? And again, that's just another challenge, communicating that and getting the word out.
And when I go places, what I do is I like to brag, and people be like, "Oh, Southern must be this and be that." I talk Southern up. You'll swear it's on top of the mountain. That's how I do when I go places. I make you feel like you missing out if you ain't come to Southern, if you ain't come to a game, if you didn't do these other things. But Carlton, man, I appreciate you coming on this morning, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, thank you for everything, and good luck to you guys with the leadership conference.
No, thank you, Perry. Appreciate you, man, using your voice and your platform to help us out, man. I really appreciate it.